Okay, welcome. Looks like we are live now. I just want to check a few things, make sure the voice is coming out okay. Looks good here. To welcome you. Glad to have you here. Got a lot of stuff I'm going to be going over. Let me just check on the other site real fast, then we're going to get right into it. If you got a pen and paper, I do recommend taking notes. It's always good to write down some of the nuggets that you may have. Okay, welcome. Looks like we are live now. Okay, so it looks like we're pretty good, and I am going to get started. All right, so today's webinar is on getting targeted leads. Leads are the most important thing for your business. A lead is nothing more than a new person that could potentially be your customer, and I'm going to show you how to get those leads, how to get leads to turn from cold to hot, and basically start making sales and some money in your business. So the very first thing that I want to talk about is psychology of marketing. I always talk about this. I do apologize if you've heard it before, but it's key, and a lot of people don't get the psychology of marketing, how important it is. This one simple little word could be the difference between a sale and no sale, the difference between a lead and no lead. So you really need to think about the way that your words are coming at somebody. Some people really like to kind of pressure, hey, here's my program, here's my business, check it out. Personally, I don't like to do that. I like to word things properly. So for an example, if somebody comes to me and starts talking to me, and I know they're going to pitch their business at me, so what I'll do is I'll let them do that, and then I'll critique their business, basically, or I'll critique things they're doing. So I'll basically say, wow, this looks pretty good. Do you have your own capture page? If they tell me no, then I'll start asking questions about that. If they say yes, then I'll ask them about their conversion rates. If they say they don't know how to do that, then I start going into that. I basically try to find an area to position myself as a leader. Because when you just meet someone, you don't know how advanced they are, you don't know how, if they're a complete newbie, you have no idea. But if you educate yourself, which a lot of this training is in my Simple Little System. A lot of this training is going to teach you how to educate yourself so that you can be a leader, and then you can basically position yourself, and then all this time that these people try to pitch you their business, basically what will end up happening is they'll see you have more value than they do, and they'll just flop into your business on the back end. So psychology, positioning, wording things, that is key. Let's get into some of the marketing methods, though. That's why we're here, right? We want to get some leads. So the first method I want to talk about is a paid advertising strategy. A lot of people ask me about solo ads. How do I pay for leads, Chris? How do I market my business? I want to spend money. I don't want to waste time doing free methods. How could I spend some money? Where do I go? Where do I find someone to buy a solo ad from? So here's a trick that most people don't think of, and this is a gold mine for me. It may take a little longer to do, but it'll definitely be worth it. So let me start off from the beginning. One, what is a solo ad? A solo ad basically is you asking somebody that has a list of customers if you can pay them to send your offer to their list. So, for example, I have a pretty big size list. If somebody paid me $100, maybe I would send an email out to my list or a portion of my list so that they could see that offer. And a lot of people do that. They would rather take the fast $100 or $500 and then they send out an email or two to their list, and some of their list may buy that new offer. So this is a way that you could market your business. It could be Empower Network. It could be my Simple Little System. It could be any product. It could be your own business. It could be anything you want it to be. You just need to find someone that's got a list that you can pay. So solo ads is nothing new, but a trick that most people don't know is, I'm going to see if I can share my screen here. Really don't need to share too long. I just want to show you the website. Let's see. Let's see if this works. All right, I just want to check to make sure that this is working. Hopefully it is. I won't be able to see for a little bit, but what you can do is you can go to ClickBank. So this is the site. This is actually the main reason I'm showing here. I'm not going to log in and waste everybody's time and kind of go through every single detail, because there's a lot of this stuff is in the training, and I go way more in depth. We go to ClickBank. You go to a website called jvzoo.com. If you get, I'm gonna actually stop sharing my screen. Hopefully I can. You can go to these websites, JVZoo or ClickBank. Now these sites have product creators, product owners, and they do a lot of business. You can go through the products, go in your niche. If you are a health kick person, you know, you're selling a health product, go through some of the health ClickBank products and go click on the sales page, go to the bottom, and then there's going to be a contact button. Click the contact button, you're going to be able to contact a person who owns that product. Now what can you do? Now you can send them an email, and you can say some stuff like, hey, you know, I checked out your sales page, looks awesome, you know, how'd your launch go? They're usually going to come back and tell you, well, it went pretty good, or no, you know, I got a new product coming, that one didn't do so well. Get a little bit of information. Then you say something like, hey, listen, I wanted to buy a solo ad from you. You know, could I pay you maybe $100 or $200 and you send my offer to your list? If you word it correctly like that and you say I will pay you, most of these people will say, you know, maybe I'll take the quick $200 and I'll send out an email to my list. And then at that point, you're going to get the generic type of information. You're going to ask them some stuff like, hey, you know, so for $200, how many clicks can I get? You know, what's the price? Then you can usually ask for a discount. You know, if he comes back and says, you know, for $200, I'll give you 300 clicks. I'll give you 300 clicks for $200. You know, you could say, hey, could I pay you $150 because you know, it's the first time I'm going to do something with you. Try to get a discount. It'll help your cost per click. It'll help you know, it'll help your conversion rates. So you can get a little bit of a discount there. Hopefully this is good. So that this is some value. This is triggering some things up here for paid marketing. How to find people to buy from. ClickBank and JVZoo just have a tremendous list of marketers that have products, and when someone owns a product and sells it, they usually have a lot of buyers. So if you can get a solo ad with them, you're sending out to a buyer's list, and those leads get on your list, and then it's coming up funny. I hope that you guys can hear me. Everybody can hear me okay. No, it looks okay to me. Just gonna unmute. ClickBank and JVZoo. I'm kind of watching myself on a different Hangout just to make sure that that the sound is coming in good. So, okay, so that's one method. Hopefully you got some value from that. Pen and paper, remember, take down those notes. Okay, so also something else too that I like to talk about when you buy a solo ad. Remember, everything has to be congruent. Okay, so let's just say that you find somebody on JVZoo, right? And the guy says, hey, yeah, you know, you can send for $100. For $100, I'm going to give you 150 clicks, whatever, just as make-believe here. So now you have to give him the stuff to send out your offer, right? So what you want to do is you want to write an email, the subject line of an email, right? You get an email on Google, what's the subject line? Well, this has to match up with everything. It's got to be enticing. It's got to create curiosity. The goal of this is to get people to click. If they don't click and open your email, well, then you have no chance of them becoming a lead or buying from you. So you have to make a good subject line, okay? Good subject line. Whatever that subject line is, maybe it's, hey, do you want to know how I just made $300? Just an example. I'm just coming up with something off the top of my head here. The email needs to talk about how you made $300, or create curiosity that says, you know, basically blah, 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 and then there's a link that says, you know, to find out how I made $300, click here. I mean, the goal is to, one, get them to click the subject. Then they're going to read the email. The next goal is to get them to click the link. I mean, the email does nothing for you. You have to get them to click the link to come to your capture page. Once they land on that capture page better be relevant to what that email said. If your capture page happens to say, hey, you know, here's proof of me making $300. This is how I did it. Here's a testimonial, actually, of some guy that I just helped make $300. If you want to learn how to do this, put your name and email here. It's congruent. The subject line, the email, now the capture page looks good. Now they enter their name and email. Where do they go? They go to a sales page. Now the sales page should match up too. The sales page should say, you know, it should just be more information. This is how I made $300. This is da-da-da-da. Here, you know, it costs $9 to learn these 10 different methods that I'm using to make $300 a day. Boom. This is how you get a lead to go from one step to the next. You walk them through this sequence. If your email says, hey, this is how I made $300, and then your capture page talks about health and nutrition, they're going to be like, well, where's the $300 trip? You know, and they're going to leave. They're not going to enter the name and email. You're not going to get a lead. So hopefully that this stuff makes sense. This is just being congruent with solo ad, paid marketing, all paid marketing, Google AdWords, Facebook pay-per-click. This stuff your ads have to match where the people land. Okay, so method number 2. I did write some stuff down so I wouldn't forget. That's why I keep looking over here. Okay, so this is a cool method that I've done quite a few times. If you want to get more leads every single day with less work, I want you to go and talk to people, marketers, other marketers that you trust more like, and I want you to say this to them. I want you to ask them, hey, how many leads do you think you get in a month? And somebody might say, well, I usually get about 100 leads, or I get 1,000 leads. Depending on what they get, and then ask yourself, how many do you get? You know, so let's just say that you got 100 leads a month. That's your average. And somebody tells you, hey, yeah, I usually get 300 to 400 leads a month. Well, you can say to him, hey, listen, rather than us like swapping lists, you know, solo ads to each other, why don't we do this? Why don't on day 5 in my follow-up email sequence, I'll take one of your offers and I'll put your capture page in my sequence on day 5 and on day 7. And you do the same for your list. This way, you know, the leads that come in, they get to know us, you know, they've read 4 emails by us, they're kind of building a relationship, and all of a sudden on day 5, the email says, hey, I got a really good friend, he knows this cool method on Pinterest, you know, I think you should check it out, click here, and it brings them to your capture page, and, you know, basically it gives them my list some value, and we're kind of trading. If you can do this and you can swap with people that have a bigger list than you, so that if you got the guy that gets 400 a month compared to your 100, well, now you're going to have 400 new leads every month going through his follow-up sequence that could become your leads. Now you do this, don't go crazy, don't get 10 people to do this. Start off only 1 to 3 people, add them in your sequence, because you don't want your list to think you're kind of sending them to a million different offers. But if you get 3 people, you could be picking up an extra 30 to 100 leads like that a day, and your list will grow. And these are going to be good leads, and, you know, obviously if somebody's not holding up their end of the bargain, you can just say, hey, listen, you know, it's not working out. You told me 400 leads, and, you know, I'm getting 2 leads a month from this. It's just, you know, the quality is just not there, and you drop them out if you want. But you can really run with this, so hopefully that sparks some ideas. Last method, I think you're going to like this one. I do have to share my screen here. Let me get rid of this. Let's do a full screen share. Okay, so let me open up this software. Now this is for Facebook pay-per-click, Facebook paid advertising. What I want you to do is to just open up your mind and think about this. If you ran Facebook ads, this software is so friggin' sweet. I can't even get over how cool this software is. Actually, you can find any group. So I just typed in something here, Empower Network, right? So you can find every group right now that's online that's based around Empower Network. Now, if the group is open, you can see who's in there. This software will extract the IDs from all the people, but only the ones that are actually active and commenting. So this could extract maybe 1,800 people from this group, and put them in a CSV file. Now, don't get too confused about this stuff. Basically, what you can do with this is now you can run Facebook ads specifically to those people, only to them. Your cost per click, you could be paying about 7 cents. You can run your ad and basically show those people 1,000 times and pay prices that are ridiculous, like 7 cents or 10 cents. You know, do you think if you showed your ad 5,000 times to laser targeted people that they would click and go to your capture page? And then in the system, I actually do some training. Let me see if I can actually get you there. I'll just show you some stuff like this. You can build in tabs on your fan page, and you can have sweet looking pages like this. How cool does a page like this look? You bring your leads. They'll land on a page like this. They'll watch your video, you know, They'll basically, you can have testimonials on there. And then you can have buttons that basically will lead to your capture page or your sales page, whichever one you want. And you're basically using this software to run ads only to specific targeted people. So you pull out this group, or maybe you pull out a fan page. You target someone's fan page and you extract the IDs, and then you're going to run ads to them. Maybe you go to a fan page that's all about blogging, and then you run an ad all about blogging tips and secrets, and only those people will see that ad. They click it, they get directed to your fan page, those tabs. Hopefully this is sparking some ideas. I mean, this thing's got so many different features. You can search by post, people. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff with this. Now, I do go over a lot more in depth inside of the system. Let me stop sharing screen here. 1 second. So those are 3 pretty badass methods. I use them consistently, bringing in tons of money. So it's just kind of dark here, so I'm probably going to end up ending the video. The camera's just really dark, so I do apologize for the camera getting dark here. I'm going to end it in about a minute anyways. Below the video, you should see a link. Get involved with my simple little system. I have some badass training. I mean, this is stuff that I'm giving away for free, so what do you expect is going to be on the inside of this, right? The system is awesome. The team is awesome. It's $27.99 one payment. You own it forever. I got paid advertising, free advertising. I got email sequences already written for you, Aweber, GVO stuff all mixed in there. Multiple income streams from one link. You can be building your primary business with my system. So I hope you have enjoyed this little bit of training, and make sure that you check out the system. Click the link below, and I'll see you on the team. Thanks. Bye-bye.